But Ashmit is here with some more regulatory hurdles that Starlink could face. Ashmit.
Well, it's important clarification that you've given that both Airtel as well as Jio, while making their announcement about their tie-up with Starlink, were careful to point out that as far as this entire process going forward is concerned, it is subject to Starlink's securing necessary approvals. So what are these necessary approvals? What are the regulatory issues that Starlink will have to watch for? There are three aspects to watch. Number one, Starlink will have to secure authorization from IN-SPACE, which is essentially the Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. There's a standing committee that comprises of the Home Ministry as well as the Department of Space. Necessary approval and authorization from them to allow for these connection services, mobile connection services through satellite is something that they'll have to secure. We're given to understand that they've made this approval is in advanced stages. They've made various submissions. There are concerns that were raised by the MHA as well as by the Department of Space, which Starlink is trying to address. So that's one, that's the first step that Starlink will need to clear. The second is an operator's license from the Department of Telecom. That will be the second key hurdle. We've spoken to the telecom minister previously, Jyotiraditya Scindia. He was careful to point out that there are still some niggles left, especially from a security standpoint, that Starlink is yet to resolve. And this entire process going forward will be subject to those satisfaction, the Indian government satisfaction of those security concerns. So Starlink is going to have to satisfy those concerns and then subsequently procure and the clearance from the DOT as far as the operator's license is concerned. The third aspect, and this is with respect to the TRAI, this is with respect to the spectrum. There has been a fair bit of debate ever since the Telecom Act was brought into place as to what will be the nature of spectrum allocation. Will it be allotted? Will it be auctioned? The view that has been coming from the DOT consistently, and we have spoken to the telecom minister on this as well, is that spectrum, especially for satellite services, given that it is a shared spectrum, will be allocated administratively. The question there is, what will then be the pricing of this allocated spectrum? That issue has been referred by the DOT to the TRAI. The TRAI is currently considering it. It has invited applications from various stakeholders. It has invited feedback from various stakeholders. Is yet to give clarity, but that will be the key to this entire aspect. You pointed out the pricing. Starlink is concerned. But if that is to be made affordable, if that is to be made comparable to the terrestrial networks, the pricing of this will again be critical for Starlink and any ambitions that it has in terms of widespread penetration.
No, absolutely, Ashmit. And many of these debates were very public debates. I think events that you were covering in Delhi, I remember at the Bharat Mandapam, I think it was the India Mobile Congress, right, where Mr. Sunil Bharti Mittal was making a very, very sort of public plea to say that maybe it should be a fair treatment should be given to all. A lot of Indian companies have put in millions and billions of dollars to roll out these terrestrial networks. It's very interesting now that these companies have actually tied up with Starlink. So maybe some of the background parlays have also led to some positive conclusions. Thank you very much for that. Let's